ArsenalFanTV down here at the Emirates in the pouring rain. But you know what? I love this club so much and I hate the international break so much that I thought, let's do a Q&A, man. Right, and you've been sending in your questions on Rapid, so let's get into them. Arsenal Josh 4 says, thoughts on the curse of November? Hey, you know what? The curse of November is a thing that afflicts us every season. But you know what? I've got a good feeling about this year. So far, we're unbeaten in November. We beat Ludogorets, our backs were against the wall, and we came back from 2-0 down. And against Spurs, that was a tough game. Let's face it, they are a decent team now, Spurs, and we didn't lose. We all wanted to win it. We're playing at home. We want to win our home games, but we've got to draw out of it. So at the moment, the curse of November is a bit under wraps. Even though we've got a couple of injuries, if we can go to Manchester United and get a result, it'll be looking all right. So at the moment, the curse is on hold. Let's hope we get a victory at Man United. Getting into the next question. This is a good one. This is Rolls-Royce 1400. He says, thoughts on the Gnabry hat-trick. Now, I was on Twitter yesterday, went into absolute meltdown. Loads of people saying, why did we sell Gnabry, Wenger, blah, 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 blah. Calm down. Now, first of all, I've got to say, I was really upset when Gnabry left. And a lot of that is I was kind of upset with Gnabry because he'd been at Arsenal for so many years. Arsene Wenger showed a lot of faith in him, was really bringing him through, and then he got that horrific injury. He was out for a very long time, came back, he went on loan to West Brom, didn't really, do well on that loan move, was overweight. And then he went away in the summer, played for the Germany under-21s, had a great tournament where he scored loads of goals, he looked fit again, he looked sharp again, and then he goes and moves to Germany, straight away, even when Arsenal were offering him a new contract. So I was a bit upset with him because Arsenal was showing a bit of faith in him and he could have had a run at Arsenal, but then I suppose you've got to understand it's a guy's career and he wants to be playing football. Now, he scored a hat-trick, but it was against San Marino, and I'm not being funny. I think maybe I could get a goal against San Marino, but not belittling it, it's still a great achievement. It is sad that he's no longer at the club because he had bags and bags of talent, and I know that they really wanted him to break through here, but he's gone. We've got to move on, you know what I mean? We can't just look at every player who goes and when they score, start saying, well, why did we let Gnabry go? I mean, if he was still here, where would he be playing? Be truthful. He wouldn't really be able to probably get in the squad at the moment. Although I suppose maybe he could get in front of Ox, the way Ox is a bit inconsistent. But I'd say, listen, I'm really happy for him, glad that he scored a hat-trick, wish he was still here, but we've got to move on. Dennis Burkamp looking wet. You're looking wet, Dennis. Listen, still rolling on with the questions. Snowflake says, what do you think of the international breaks? The same as what I think about Tottenham, right? I don't like the international break. I understand why they've got to have them, but I don't like them. We get too many players coming back injured and they are boring. But of course, you've got to have an international break because you've got to have players that can play for their country and, get to tournaments, but I'm Arsenal first. Simple. Joel Kerner says, if we get through November without crumbling like we usually do you think we can win the league? Yes, it'd be an encouraging sign, wouldn't it? We broke that hoodoo earlier on in the season of, not beating Chelsea for ages. The Swansea one, we just seem to never be able to get over the line with Swansea. We broke that one. If we can get through November, say we go to Old Trafford and beat them and get that first win over Mourinho, I'm going to be really encouraged because already I'm seeing a lot of different things with the team. So the answer is yeah, I will start to believe a bit that we can win it, but there's still a very long way to go. Michel Perez says, thoughts on Chile not sending Alexis Sanchez back to London. Listen, I understand it. Alexis Sanchez is one of Chile's best players, if not the best player that they've got. Chile are fighting hard to get, qualified for the World Cup. Desperately want to get qualified for the World Cup in Russia, and they're up against it. They haven't been doing that great so far, and they need the point. So I can understand fully from a Chilean point of view why they want to keep Alexis, why they want Alexis to play next week. But from a selfish Arsenal point of view, we want Alexis back, because the thing is about it is that if he plays in that game and he aggravates the injury and it ends up being a long-term thing instead of a short-term thing, that could be detrimental to Arsenal. I mean, imagine if he got an injury and he was out for like 3 months. I mean, that would be horrific for Arsenal. So I understand why Chile are doing it, but we need him back, Chile. We need him back desperately. Wizard of Oz says, would you go Mesut Ozil up top with Rambo in behind for the Manchester United game? Of course, Alexis Sanchez might be out for that game. I wouldn't, actually. We've got Giroud. He plays Giroud up front. He played for France, against Sweden up front. He's scored goals since he's come back. Play Giroud up front. Giroud's a striker. Yes, I prefer it with the pace. Mesut Ozil could play there, that sort of false number 9 role. He has been scoring goals. It would suppose maybe have a bit more dynamic, a bit more pace to it. It's an option. I like that option, by the way. I do like that option, but I think I would go with Giroud. They tried and tested, go with Giroud. Gunner 1998 says, do you think Ox will start against Manchester United? And if so, do you think he has a football brain to perform? He's got the football brain to perform. I probably will, with the injuries that we may have for that game, if Alexis is out, I probably will start with the Ox. Ox is a fantastic player. I love Oxlade-Chamberlain, but sometimes I hear where he's coming from with his football brain thing, because sometimes his decision making is poor. But he's still a fantastic player. I still think he's got a lot to give Arsenal, and it's a sort of game that he might step up in, so I wouldn't be afraid to start with him up. Ryan says, Simeone or Lowe as the next Arsenal manager? Well, Joachim Löw's just signed a new contract with Germany, so I don't think we'll get him. Simeone is an interesting one. You know what? He's a fantastic manager, but I always wonder to myself, would he suit the style of play that we're used to here at Arsenal? Attacking play. I don't know. You know what? I like that guy Thomas Tuchel at Dortmund. I think I prefer him. But Simeone, I wouldn't be disappointed if he came. Obviously, he's a top-class manager, but I'd worry about the style of play. Block 26 Arsenal says, win 3 of the next 5 Premier Leagues and a couple of cups, or win nothing for 5 years except 1 Champions League. Woo! You know what? I'll take the 3 Premier Leagues, mate, and the cups. We had to wait a long time to be winning things here. I'm desperate to win the Premier League. I'd love to win the Champions League, but I'm desperate to win the Premier League again. I'll take the 3 Premier Leagues. Dwayne Isaac Ellis says, would you take Arsenal winning the league and Spurs the Champions League, or both teams without any trophy?
No trophy.
Oh. Would you? I've got to repeat the question. Right? It's such a tough one. Arsenal winning the league and Spurs winning the Champions League, or both teams winning no trophy? No trophy, man. No trophy. No trophy. I couldn't have them lot. Imagine if they won the Champions League. It's bad enough for them Chelsea lot every minute going on about, oh, we won the Champions League, when all they did was defend. Part the bus through nearly every round, got there, and then they won it. Could you imagine if Spurs won the Champions League? Some of the guys some of the Spurs fans I know, they already give me stick and they ain't even won nothing. No. Both teams winning nothing. Matt says, Mustafi has been known to play right back for Germany in the past. Would you consider doing this at Arsenal, given our current situation? Yes, I would. I actually did a video yesterday where I was sort of saying that I think for the Manchester United game, even though I like Jenkinson, but I'd go Mustafi at the right, playing at right back. I'd put Gabriel in next to Koscielny. I really would do that, because I worry a bit about Jenkinson. He's been on a long-term injury. He's only just coming back. Debuchy is dead at the moment anyway. So, yeah, for me, I'm up for that. I'm definitely up for that. Kamal Sharif says, who's more influential, Sanchez or Ozil? That's tough. That is tough. At this moment in time, for me, I think he's Sanchez. I think he's so influential, and that's why we really need him for that Man United game. He's such an influential player. Even when he's not scoring, it's just his work rate, his pressing. He just gets everybody in the team going. Welbeck 2017 says, do you want Wilshere to return next season? Yes, I do. I want to see Jack Wilshere back at Arsenal, playing for Arsenal. I want him to have a great season, full season at Bournemouth, and for him to return. I do get worried, though, that he may not. I do get worried that he might say to himself, right, if he has a great season at Bournemouth, he might say to Arsene Wenger, well, you know, I'm only coming back if I'm guaranteed playing. And that does worry me, but I'd love to see him come back. He's an Arsenal. He's Arsenal through and through. Ahmed Mahmood says, do you think we'll win against Manchester United, even if Alexis and Bellerin are out injured? We still got a great chance. Remember, Manchester United are going to be missing Ibrahimovic. Manchester United are going to be missing Chris Smalling. And at the end of the day, they haven't been pulling up trees. They are strong at home. It is Mourinho. They have got the sign over us. They did play pretty decently when they played against Liverpool for about the first half an hour. But they're definitely beatable. And I think this could be our time to beat them. It's not going to be an easy game. A lot of people write United off and say they're rubbish. They're not right. They've got quality players. They have quality players right throughout their team. Rashford, Martial, even Rooney, who's been having a tough time, is a guy that can hurt you. So it'll be a really tough game, but they are beatable, definitely, and I'd love to see us do it. Welbeck, your legend, says, Ozil or Iniesta? Ozil. What kind of question is that? You're asking a gooner. Ozil. Bruce City Gooner says, we all know Jenkinson is a true gooner, but do you think he's good enough to fill Bellerin's boots? Also, is Debuchy dead? I think Debuchy is dead. Good enough to fill Bellerin's boots. He's not as good as Bellerin, definitely, but there's some things that he's better than Bellerin at. He's better at crossing the ball than Bellerin, I think. But he's not a better player than Bellerin. But in the meantime, if he can get up to full speed, yes, I think he can kind of fill his boots. Last question comes from Lewis A.F.C. He says, do you think ArsenalFanTV should have an app by now? Now, listen, let me explain that. We did actually have an app. And that app is no longer running because we weren't too happy with how the app was functioning. And that's why we sort of withdrew that app. So if you're on that app, we've withdrew it temporarily. We're working on getting a new one. But we do have a brand new website. The mobile function on the website is brilliant. If you look on it, it looks like an app when you go on it in a mobile fashion. So get along there and check out ArsenalFanTV.com. It's got all our videos, news stories. If you want to write for ArsenalFanTV, you can jump on there as well. So make sure you check that out. So that's the Q&A done and dusted down there at the Emirates. It does feel like home down here, even though the rain has been falling. But Thierry, it's probably with Belgium now, by the way, because of the international break. But looking forward to the game next week. Arsenal versus Manchester United. Listen, if we really play to full capacity, we can definitely beat them. Thanks for watching ArsenalFanTV. Just a reminder that we've got a brand new website, brand new, all new. Make sure you get on there right now. You've got all of our videos, you've got news stories on there, lots and lots of features. Also, if you want to write for ArsenalFanTV, you've got the chance to do that by submitting your blog. So make sure you get onto our brand new website, ArsenalFanTV.com. Get on it now.